All right, I think we're going to get started here. Once again, welcome to the four-year pathway presentation presented by the Career Center here at CSUSB. My name is Oscar Fonseca. I'm one of the counselors working with the team. In my perspective, the best team in the CSU system when it comes to career services. I want to have the opportunity for Valentina and Dee to have a quick second to introduce yourselves to the students and to let them know what they're going to be getting in regards to our presentation today.
Hi, I'm Valentina Felix. I'm one of 3 career counselors at Cal State San Bernardino.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Denise Perez-Florez, one of the career counselors from the Career Center.
Also, along this, and as important, we have our peer career educators, Lauren, Crystal, and Christian. Would you mind introducing yourself very quickly to the students part of our presentation today?
Hello, everyone. I'm Crystal Rosas. Thank you for being here, and stay tuned for a whole bunch of great information.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a PCE at CSUSB, and I'm super excited to be here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christian, and I'm a PCE at the Palm Desert campus, and hope you guys can take this information and benefit your guys' college experience.
Awesome. So we're gonna get right to it and kind of go where we're all been experiencing the last couple of months and talking about the elephant in the room, and what that is COVID-19 and how that has made adjustments not in some of us but in all of us, right? And the way we think, the way we react, us as professionals trying to find the best tools and the best information to inform our students, and you as students to be educated and to be informed what are going to be the options in this moving, revolving situation that we're on are at the moment, knowing that whatever information that we do get today might literally change at the end of the day or might literally change the next day. So with that uncertainty comes a lot of anxiety, comes a lot of miscommunication, comes a lot of feeling, what am I going to go or do next, which I think it's the best opportunity for you to connect with the Career Center, not necessarily to kind of pinpoint a perfect trajectory where you're going to go from this point to the next, but connecting with us is going to be a key opportunity for you to connect and see where the job market is going, and to allow yourself to connect to us in the jobs and the opportunities that will be coming through within the Career Center. Next slide, please. So we wanted to keep this general in regards to what is the Career Center. The Career Center is typically located on a college campus. These centers are specifically designed to assist students with honoring their job search skills, identifying and working towards career goals, finding sustainable career or graduate school programs, and getting referrals to employers while boosting your networking skills, which is going to be integral in the process of you being able to connect to opportunities. Many times when I have conversations with students tell me when they do take the time of meeting me right away, and they ask me, when should I connect with my Career Center or connect with the career counselor, career specialist, or a career educator, for those of you that might feel a little bit more interested in connecting with a fellow student, right? Lauren and Christian and Crystal work at our center, but they're also students who are completing their degrees. So we try to cover all aspects for you as a student to feel comfortable with the uncomfortableness of really asking, what am I going to do with my degree, right? And so that is the magic question that we need to cover. But with our help and with our assistance, we really hope that we can be an asset for you to know how you're going to move forward in your career development, which means that the sooner you come to see us, the better you will feel confident and comfortable how you're going to move forward with that professional development or career development or leadership development when it comes to that ultimate goal of whatever you decide. Again, keyword here, whatever you decide to use and to do with your degree that you're about to complete. Next slide, please. So what does the Career Center do and what do we offer? Here's the basic list of what we do. It shouldn't come as a surprise what we do, but there are some adjustments and some misconceptions of what a Career Center does, or we as career counselors, what we're able to do. There is a little bit of this miscommunication or misdefinition of how sometimes there is this idea that we can help you with advising. What is advising? How to pick your courses and your course load and all that. You will actually get in contact with an advisor, and I know that Denise and some of the students will get into that and later on in the presentation. But I also want you to know that by you participating in our presentation today, there's also an opportunity for you to kind of know what the roles are within the departments, but also for you to know that we also would like to be that connector, that if you, for whatever reason, are not getting that answers or those questions answers, you know, use us as the connector, because a lot of us here on staff, I would say most of us on staff, have connections with various departments directly with people that we can connect you via email so that you can get your questions answered. And so why should you visit the Career Center? You know, the career, or visit career services. It's staffed by professionals who are specifically trained to assist college students with their career-related concerns. Again, as I've been sharing with you, this is a great opportunity for you to come and bring your Rolodex of questions, your doubts, your fears, your confusions. Or for some of you, as I have had conversations with students, that students have told me, this is what I'm gonna become, right? This is what I'm gonna do. And these are the steps that I've been doing, or I'm thinking of doing, or I'm thinking of connecting, or I'm thinking of doing this fellowship or this internship. How can you help me with this process? So no matter if you're a student who feels already committed and has a full understanding what you're gonna do, to a student that really needs and is interested and is in some ways a little scared of that exploration process, know that we're here to help you on both spectrums. No matter if you're a student that is already kind of understanding where you want to go, to a student that we're really starting from ground zero, where in actuality, if you're an incoming freshman, that's where the majority of you are probably going to be, and that's fine. We're not judging you. Let's go ahead and get the ball rolling for you to understand where we should go. Also, staff members work closely with employers who will someday hire you, and this is very key. Once we get back to normality, companies and organizations, no matter if it's governmental or municipal or just your Fortune 500 or local mom and pop company, will get in contact with us and saying, we're needing these type of individuals. We're looking to fulfill these positions. We're looking for these type of candidates. It is in your best interest to stay connected to a career center. And if we know that you're a type of student that is looking for this type of industry, we can customize that and connect you directly to that potential employer. So know that it's a benefit both ways, a benefit for you to come and get educated about how to be prepared, but also to get connected and to develop those professional developments through us and connecting you to job opportunities. Also, this is the best place on campus to help you figure out what you want to do with your life and how. Again, this is an integral for those students who are starting. We do have assessments, MBTI, strengths that will help you explore and navigate, not necessarily help you pinpoint what you're going to become or what you should become, but it will give you a broad sense of options for you to start exploring and looking at where you could potentially find an internship or volunteer or work at the university or actually find a job within that particular industry. So this time right now, it's integral and very important for you to explore. And as much as your academia is important to take into consideration for your overall success, your job experience or your professional experience should be as important and needs to be as important with the evolving job market that we have at the moment. Also, the Career Center is loaded with career-related resources, whether on print or on a computer. Next slide, please. Again, as I share with you, this is also an opportunity for you to get connected to job employment opportunities and get connected to the local industries that are looking for students from our communities. And then also, this is a great place to meet other people who share your same worries. And this is where I try to be a little bit upfront with you as students, is that it's going to be extremely important that whatever resources we give you, whatever navigation systems we give you, whatever assessment tests we give you, our website is among the best user-friendly website that we've tried to develop, is that it's also going to do, and it also needs to do a little work from your side, right? We can give you all the resources, we can be available, we can set up appointments, we can talk to you, we can be approachable, we can give you the excitement and the ganas, as we say, the will to do what you want to do. But it's also going to be a little work from your side. We're not here to tell you what you're going to want to do with your degree. We're here to help you explore options, and based on those experiences and based on your willingness to get exposed to some of those industries or some of those companies or some of those fields of study, is we're going to determine what you do want to do and maybe what you don't want to do. And this is the perfect time to figure out what you may not want to do, because the last thing that you want to do is complete a degree and then go work somewhere where you think you're going to be happy and be miserable. And that's something that I don't wish upon anybody, but I do want you to know that it does happen. It does happen because students do not take the time to really connect to that industry they want to connect to. And last but certainly not least, you're paying for the service. This is part of your tuition. This is part of your student services. Know that we are here to service you. Take full advantage of the Career Center. There is a QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of our presentation that takes you directly to Handshake to set up an appointment. Later on, Lauren, one of our PCEs, will go step by step to help you how to navigate and to set up an appointment. But if some of you already feel eager to get this thing done, it's really user-friendly. I know when using a new system, it just takes a little bit of time to figure out, but take full advantage of doing that. Now, I would like to present Ms. Denise, who will be presenting on our newly remodeled and newly hot off the press 4-year pathway. Denise, take it away, Miss.
Thank you, Oscar, for the introduction and for providing all that front-loaded information to help me kind of go into the career roadmap, the 4-year pathway planning piece. So like Oscar mentioned, this is a new, launching of a roadmap that we have from the Career Center. It's been in the works for a little bit. And we have created this map to kind of help guide you through the next 4 years of your time here at CSUSB. And, when you meet with an academic advisor, which technically the academic advisors help you with your academic piece, that's why they're called academic advisors. They help you with, knowing what classes to take to complete your degree. The degree is one part of your career. The experiences you gain, not only through that degree in your classroom, but outside of that, while you're a college student, is part of your career. And in part of that, and then leading to your career path that you're wanting to choose and then move on to. So this roadmap is going to be a guide to help you, and it's pretty generalized, and I'll jump into in a second. It's a generalized map that we have that we're going to preview with you today. When you see the full map, which we're going to launch in a couple weeks because we need to get that completed with the help of our graphic designer for the Division of Student Affairs. She's putting this map together so we can have it be more student-friendly and accessible to see the resources that go along with each of the check boxes for each of the years that you're here. But this is basically, commit to your success. Today is your first step you took as a CSUSB student for your career to kind of own that, right? You got out of high school, you're here as a college student, and you're an adult now. You have to move forward and figure out how that is going to look and what is it going to look like, and how you want to navigate that. And using us to help you with that process is going to probably be one of the most beneficial things you're ever going to do for yourself while you're here as a student at Cal State. So I'm going to just log off of this screen so I can go into the full screen for the map. Oops. Here we go. Now this map, and I'm actually going to go out of here real quick. I'm going to go back to the website real quick because I want to show you where this map is going to lie, but where the full map with all the details are going to be for you when you go and access this. And we're going to send out an email with a link to this presentation, and also to a number of resources that are going to help you with the planning piece. And let me just show you real quickly. If you go to the Students and Alumni tab on our website, you'll see right below that, you'll see the 4-year career roadmap. Now, we just had this page created, and in a few weeks, this page is going to be fully loaded with this map, with the full map and the preview map, and some more steps and resources for you to be aware of, so you can start planning. And I think about when you're in high school, you have these 4 years, you're essentially to complete a degree. Your diploma. So then you go to college, right? You have this plan to go to college, and then now you're at this place where you're going to have to complete another 4 years of something. But this time it's your decision. This is your choice to be here. This is the money you're spending, the time you're putting into this, and it's going to be different. When I say that, I mean with the way that the CSU system or universities and colleges are set up, the 4-year institutions, there is going to, and it's just created this last session we had. I said there's this triangle that you can think about. Career resources, the Career Center, career services is one piece of that triangle. The academic advising is another piece, and then you have the counseling and psychological services piece. And those are all individuals who work in each of those pieces to help provide you with the support you need, whether it be for mental health, whether it be the social emotional piece, whether it be for your career piece or your academic piece, which is all kind of combined together. And in high school, you probably had the one school counselor or 2 school counselors, or how many there were that you had at your disposal to help support you with all those areas. On a college campus, we're kind of separated, but we all work together. Like Oscar mentioned, we have connections with each of these offices. We do referrals, we do handoffs, and they send students our way too. So we're going to be supporting you along this time that you're here. And I'm going to get started right here with showing you what you're going to do for your first year. These are not things that are, these are the general items, and I know this is the College of Arts and Letters and the College of Education session. So we will touch on some college-specific resources that are going to help as a joint support along with this pathway map. But this is essentially, as a freshman, these are some key items you want to make sure that you hit while you're here. And coming in as a freshman, you are in our new semester system. We were quarter before, we're now semester. So between 0 and 29 semester units, this is the time that you are going to be making sure that you do these things. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to our Career Center website, and we're going to show you a little bit more of that later on. But you're going to explore that. Check out the resources that are there for you. See what you're going to need to help you prepare. Maybe you are, an arts major, and you're like, I don't really know what I want to do with this later on. Maybe I want to be a freelance artist, or maybe you want to be a graphic designer like we have working for our institution, or maybe you want to work for a nonprofit in a social justice type of organization doing maybe you're drawing up some digital flyers that you're going to be sending out. Whatever it is, you're going to want to make sure that you explore our website to see what resources we have to support you with whatever that goal is, or even to know where do you go to figure out what is out there for me to do with a certain degree. So our website is going to be your go-to place for information, to ask questions. We have a chat bot located at the right-hand corner of our website that you can click on and ask questions. You can email us, call us, and we're here to support you. Handshake. So Handshake's a platform that we use in our institution, and it is used across the U.S. A lot of institutions use it, and employers use it as a recruiting tool for employers, but it's also a place for you to look at what is out there and is being offered in terms of opportunity. And so you'll want to get really connected into that to find out, how can you get an internship and where are those internships? Maybe there's a really cool internship in New York for the summer next year. You're like, oh my God, I want to go to New York, and there's a summer internship, and it's paid internship, and it's with this really great company that I really am connected to and want to be with. So just you knowing that Handshake is there and it has that opportunity posted for you, and knowing that you're a CSUSB student, these employers are looking to bring you on. That's why they're sending those posts to us. We have to approve those. So we know what's out there, and we want to make sure we're helping to prepare you for those opportunities. Through Handshake, by you getting into Handshake, you also have access to appointments. You have access to our events. You have access to some resources. And Lauren's going to show you how to use Handshake and how to access all those things later on. And she's also going to show you, you know, where you go to view your profile, and she's going to show you how to make an appointment. So that goes to the next piece, meet with a career counselor. As you can see, there's 3 of us right now. We are looking to potentially increase the number of career counselors that we have to support you all. And of course, the more you utilize our services, the more support that we're going to be able to provide to you. Meeting with us, whether you meet with us one time in this fall or one time in the spring, or maybe you meet with us 10 times. Right now, we don't have a cap on the number of appointments that you can have. Of course, throughout your time, we want to make sure that we're being proactive and productive with our meetings, and we want to make sure that we're helping you to find those solutions. We're helping to help you plan those action steps to get you towards a goal. And I think essentially what it comes down to is, you know, us, if you don't know what your goal is already, we can help you figure that out. And then we can make some action steps to plan for you to achieve that goal, or goals. It might be more than one. So meeting with us is a great way for you to get connected to us. It's a career center, get off of the right foot, and then learn how you can even utilize this map and what some of these things mean. Because you're going to have some questions, and we've probably heard all of them, and maybe there'll be some new ones we haven't heard, but everything we do know and we learn about from you helps us to be better, a better support system for you, and helps us to, of course, create these things that we think you're probably going to need. So right here, attend Career Center workshops. So as mentioned, in Handshake is where you'll have a lot of the, you'll see a lot of our workshop events posted in there. You'll see them on our website and our events page. We also send out weekly emails through Handshake. So if you see a lot of Handshake emails coming through, try not to just toss them in the trash. Just take a quick look at them. Maybe you see a workshop on resume writing. You're like, oh my gosh, I need a resume. I don't know how to write one. You go to the workshop, and next thing you know how to write a resume. You're one step closer to having that resume ready for when you want to apply for a job. So make sure you're attending our workshops and getting connected. And that's another way to get started out there with putting yourself out there to get connected to the Career Center. Maybe you don't want to make an appointment because you're not really sure, but then you go to a workshop, and maybe, Oscar's presenting the workshop. You're like, man, Oscar really knows a lot. I want to go see him now because I feel comfortable with him, and he's really helped me a lot through this workshop. And so you go and book an appointment. So it could be that first step that you take in addition to this step today to help you get connected. And then the mentor piece here, we have this mentor piece. It's kind of integrated into each year. And I'm going to just show you real quickly because we had some questions last time regarding this, and I don't think we covered it in a very comprehensive way. And like I mentioned, the map that's going to be on our website is going to have more information about what that means and how to access those types of resources that go along with each step. But I'm just going to show you real quickly on our website underneath career resources. And I know Valentina isn't going this later, but I'm going to skip ahead real quick. For build professional connections is basically what is that networking piece, which you'll hear a little bit in the rest of the pathway sessions for each year. But you're also going to think about this as the mentor piece, that connector. They're building relationships. And right here, I want to show you this because this is a really great way to you to already start building a connection with someone who could be a support for you. And if you see right here, why seek a mentor? So I'm just going to read this real quickly so you can have an idea. So there are alumni that have already graduated. They already been where you are, and they're going to be, and they're already somewhere else that you may want to be. So CSUSB alumni, which is the mentoring, this is one mentoring program that is offered through our university. It's not the only way to have a mentor. It's not the only way for you to look at mentorship, but I just want to show you this. CSUSB alumni are valuable resources with experiences in your field of interest, and that can go for mentors in general. They could be a valuable resource to you because of the experience they have to offer and share with you to kind of be that guide. And there's different ways to look at mentorship, and a couple of things kind of in my mind. I thought about, I don't know if you guys seen Karate Kid, but Karate Kid, whether it's the old version or the new version, there's this is a sensei, he's basically guiding, the kid, whether it's the old version or new version, to become, to be able to take on these skills and become this karate competitor, right? And so he's teaching them and showing them things along the way because he's already been there. He knows this. He's the expert. And so it's good to have somebody like that so you can kind of look to them. And also they can learn from you as well. Whether you like advice on your personal goals, professional aspirations, or career options, alumni and or mentors, which could be faculty, they could be a career counselor, they could be an academic advisor, they could be a peer of yours that maybe, Lauren's on here, she is a 4th-year student. Maybe she becomes a mentor because you guys join the same club and you guys connect, and then she's like, I can help support you along your way to show you the things you need to know to graduate. It's just someone to really be there to support you and help you reach your goals, and for you to have someone that you can also build a relationship with long term. And there's a lot more to it. There's a video on this page actually, which is really great. I recommend reading that. Listening to that and watching that video to learn more about mentorship. So let me go back to the slide, to the map. Okay. So when you see mentor in the rest of these, that's what we're referring to. So I won't go into that too much. And if you have more questions, you could put them in the chat. And then that last bullet there for freshmen. So your freshman year should probably last between the fall and the spring. It could potentially go into the summer, but by next summer, you should be going into your sophomore year most likely. And so you're gonna want to have these things already done, because then you start going to your sophomore year and there's more stuff on that list. You don't want to get behind, so you want to plan early. Okay, you got to prepare. Once you graduate, you don't want to wait till the last minute to get these things done, because there's a lot of things that are going to become obstacles for you if you do that. And we've seen that happen, so that's why we bring that up. So develop your resume. Your resume is that marketing tool. You essentially, most likely, want a job that maybe pays well, whatever that means for you. That could mean $50,000 a year, that could mean $100,000 a year, where you can feel security, where you can feel passion in your career / job, so that resume, you're going to have, whether you're using it to apply for a volunteer position, sometimes they ask for it. You're applying for an internship, you're applying for a job, a grad program, you're going to have that. So if you start it now, you can start to build on it as time goes on. So getting that resume started, and there's a couple ways to go about that. You can make an appointment, you can do a drop-in, which we'll talk about later. You can also utilize our resources on our website. You can attend a workshop. So there's at least 4 ways right now that you can start developing your resume, and you're going to have it. So I recommend you start now. Okay, now I'm going to go into the sophomore year. It's the next year. It's coming quick, right? So you want to make sure that you are starting to now, so you're taking your general ed courses, you may be taking some more during this time, and then you might start diving into major courses. Then you start diving into the career options out there for that major, right? And then you're going to want to start looking at what there is out there for you to, take part in, whether that be what the job market is currently offering, which may be different than what you had in mind or not, what potentially are options based on some exploration you do, maybe through either an assessment with us, or maybe you look through our website and you see and Valentina's going to show you this later, this website called What Can I Do With This Major, which can give you some ideas. But then you have to look at the real world too and see what's out there, and see what is available for you to do and how that connects to your degree. One of the things you can also do during this time is conduct some informational interviews with professionals. Like I mentioned, we had that graphic designer. She is a professional who works for the Student Affairs Division on the CSUSB campus. And she has that graphic design degree, which I believe falls underneath the College of Arts and Letters. And she is someone, let's just say you were like, oh, I wonder what that looks like. How does she, as a matter of fact, I totally didn't give her credit. She designed this. I forgot to mention that. She's someone who had designed this for us. She works for a lot of different entities on our campus. And so anyways, she's someone that you could potentially look to gain information from about what she does in her job as a professional graphic designer. What did that look like? How does she get there? What does she like about her job? What are some challenges she has at her job, in her career? And so doing an informational interview is something that you can definitely take advantage of during this time to really learn about what's out there and maybe learn about what you might not like based on what you learn. And we do have a handle on all that, and it's on one of our resource pages. You have the resume you start in the first year. You can get it reviewed in the first year, or you can wait to your second year. I recommend doing it sooner than later, but maybe you need some time to get some more experiences and add some more things onto your resume. Then you want to get it reviewed. And maybe now you're looking to participate in some experiential learning opportunities. Maybe you now want to go and apply for an internship or an on-campus job. You're going to have the resume, and I'd recommend that you also have a cover letter. The cover letter is going to be a great supporting piece to you as that evidence of, hey, this is who I am, this is what I have to offer. I'm going to sell this to you, employer. I'm going to tell you why you need to bring me in for an interview, because I'm that good, and this is all the things that I have to offer to show you as proof of how good I am and why I think that I deserve a chance, but also let them know, why do you want to work for them? Because at the end of the day, when you're thinking about employers, the ball is essentially in their court. So you want to make sure that also in this cover letter writing piece, and I'm totally going a little tangent, you're going to make sure that the employer is they're important, right? So you want to, it's like your dear friend you're writing a letter to. It's to them, it's personalized, and that's something that you want to you're going to want to learn about as your time when you're learning about resume and cover letter writing. That this letter is personalized, and it's a connector piece between who you are, what you have, and this employer. And so you're going to want to know a lot about them, so you can write that personalized letter. Getting involved in clubs and organizations, sometimes there's positions that you can gain experience in. So you could be a treasurer, you could be a vice president, you could be a president, you could be a social media coordinator in a club or organization. And by connecting with individuals who are in these club or organizations, they could be other students, they could be faculty members, they could be staff, and you can learn more about what's out there. And it's very related to what you're looking at, and maybe your degree, your major, or even even a minor if you're a minor. And then and the last piece there on the sophomore section is big interview. So along with your resume and cover letter, you have to most likely interview for something. And I always say this to students, if a company is, let's say you're looking for a job when you graduate, if a company is going to pay you $80,000 a year, and you're one of 200 applicants, and you don't practice, you don't write a good resume, you don't really take time to write them a personalized cover letter, and then you don't practice your interviewing skills, and they could tell, you're probably not going to get that job. They're going to pay this person $8,000 a year. They're going to want to make sure that you're this top-notch person coming in as a candidate and prepared. So you have to prepare to get what you want, right? So practicing interviewing using our big interview platform is going to be a great way to get started. Practice makes perfect, or practice makes better. I told a student one time, you don't have to be the best, but I think it's a good thing to keep in mind is you can maybe always do your best. So doing your best would be preparing, right? Practicing. So that's a piece that you can get some training on already, learning about what interviewing is, how you can approach it, some tips and some curriculum is involved on that platform, and then you can also practice in the platform. Okay, we're moving on, and I'm sorry I'm talking so quickly. I know we only have a short amount of time to get through these sections, but it's something that definitely you can review later on your own. The top piece there for the junior year, now you're in your third year, okay? And you should kind of start to have, now, that's not to say that you will have a really great idea or grand idea of who you are and what you want, right? But you might start to have now a better idea of who you are and what you want to do when you graduate, because it's going to come quick. And building a professional identity in a career path is where you want to go next. And LinkedIn is a platform that is used worldwide. It connects you to employers, it connects you to individuals in certain career fields, and then you start building these networks. And then next thing you know, you find out about a job from this person you connected to who's a professional. I don't know, maybe you want to go into communications, and there's this, maybe you connected with an alumni who's on LinkedIn who knows about a job in their company in the communications department. And because you built the relationship over the LinkedIn platform, which is a professional media site, it's like a social media, but it's a professional social media platform. Now all of a sudden they know, oh yeah, you're going to graduate. Guess what? We have this opening. You're going to have a higher chance especially if they're a good recommendation and reference for you, to potentially get an interview because you made that connection early and you built and you kept maintain that, right? So knowing who you are, what you want, what your purpose is, who you want to work with, who you want to work for, those are all going to be very key elements of this professional identity. And then networking, I brought that up in the beginning, connections, building those relationships. And that doesn't mean you go and ask somebody for a job. That means that you build the relationship that then can turn into something else. But you want to make sure, you know, it's going to be beneficial. It has to be beneficial for both parties involved. You know, maybe there's a faculty member who is doing some research. Maybe you're from the communications department and they're doing research in the department, and you see that as an opportunity, right? A golden opportunity. But you don't want to just say, hey, I need to get some research on my resume, so what do you have for me? No, you got to slowly build that relationship and learn how you can get connected to that opportunity and then take advantage of the opportunity in, you know, a very gradual building process. And we can help to kind of coach you to find out how you can do that. Also connecting with employers and alumni through our various platforms is very important. And then, you know, if you think about when you were in high school, you're getting towards your 11th grade year, which essentially could be your junior year, and now you're in college in your junior year. You think about, what do I want to do next? Am I going to apply for jobs? Am I going to apply for grad school? If I'm going to apply for grad school professional programs, how do I do that? What does that look like? This is where you start doing that research and you start learning about what you need. And then you start attending information sessions to learn even more information about these programs from the actual institutions that have them. And then you start, you know, you compile that information and you can save it for yourself. So then when you do apply, you're going to know what you need and how you're going to get into these programs. And that preparation piece is going to come into play. Update and or revise your resume and cover letter. You should be doing that throughout your time at CSUSB. As long as you're taking advantage of opportunities outside of the classroom, you're going to have things to add to your resume and cover letter, and doing that on a regular basis is going to keep you much more prepared and less stressed when it comes time for you to get out of college. And then applying for internships. So internships are that piece that connects you to the real world. It gives you the hands-on experience that then it allows you to apply what you're learning in the classroom. You may have to do it for your program, depending on the program you're in. You may not have to, but we're going to recommend that you do anyways. So don't think that because you're not being told that you have to do it doesn't mean you can't do it. There are paid and unpaid internships, and a lot of times students can squeeze in an internship. Maybe it's 8 hours a week, maybe it's 10 hours a week, maybe it's 20 hours a week, depending on where you're doing the internship and what that involves. And usually internships, they're set up where there should be a structure to the internship that you're doing. It should relate to your degree or your career field, and it should give you those skills that you're going to need. So when you go out and apply for a job, when you're done with school, you have the skills and the preparation to then do that job at another level. I'm going to go down to the last year, and here's the senior year. Right now you're like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to graduate next year. Maybe you're moving into the fall, as a senior. You're going to graduate maybe in the spring of next year, and now you're like, okay, what does this mean? How does this look? And if you did enough preparation, then you may be more prepared when you get to this part. Which that's why we're pushing that out for you. Attending fairs. So the Career Center offers a lot of fairs and expos, panel events where you can connect to the employers. Now employers are now starting to look at you because, oh my God, you're going to graduate next year. You're a senior. I have these opportunities, and I actually really want you, and I'm going to hold this job for you when you graduate next year, because you're a really, really valuable candidate, and we want to take advantage of bringing you on. So it's in a good way to connect with employers and find out what's out there too. Maybe you're not sure, but then you meet this employer for this company, and the next thing you know, you learn about 5 different types of jobs they have because of the different departments that they represent as an HR department for their company. And you're like, oh, I didn't even know you guys had an HR department. I didn't even know you had a communications department. Whatever it is, I didn't know you had a graphic design position open for your company. I thought you only did this kind of work, or you represented this kind of industry. So going to the fairs can not only allow you to see what opportunities are out there, but also to learn about the variety of companies and the way in which you want to go about applying for positions. Now we talked about the big interview piece in the sophomore year. And so when you get to the senior year, you might start to get interviews. So you're going to want to prepare before that happens as much as possible. I've had students come off and say, I have an interview tomorrow. I need help today. Can we practice a mock interview? And I asked them if they ever practiced before. They said no. Well, they have a job interview tomorrow. They should have probably came in a little earlier. And maybe they don't get the job because they didn't practice. But having that mock interview is going to allow you to have that FaceTime one-on-one with a career counselor that can give you that really specific feedback related to you and also help you work out some of those things that may not be very interview skill related. For example, I had someone who was having the hardest time getting a job. She had gotten interviews. She had a great resume, great cover letter, but she was having the hardest time getting a job. And she had, I think, about 6 interviews, and she just didn't know why. She was very upset about it, you know, for obvious reasons. And there was a lot of things that she had been struggling with in terms of her self-identity. And it goes into that social emotional piece a little bit, where we can help, like say her confidence, for example, was not very strong. And we worked on a few things, and she actually got hired. I believe she had 2 interviews after we had met a couple times. And we didn't work on her interview skills. It was about something else. But because we talked and we addressed it, she was able to then get that job. She actually works, I think she still works for the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, matter of fact. But there's just some challenges that come along with some of the things that you go through that are barriers that may not be very evident and related to these specific skills that have to do with your resume or like your skill writing in that or your interview skills. So there's other things that we could potentially uncover in career counseling sessions that could be barriers and challenges that we can help you overcome and plan and find some solutions and help you plan to move forward. A couple other things I'll just mention real quickly. Attending professional conferences, conventions, networking opportunities, more ways for you to connect, get out there, let people see you, learn about what's out there, and then build those relationships, right? And then of course, you're gonna be applying for, you know, those programs potentially. Sorry, I'm gonna let my dog out real quick. Sorry about that. You're gonna be applying for programs potentially. And so I always mention to students, you know, if you're coming in as a freshman, you had to apply to come to our school. You had to probably submit an application. You probably had to take some entrance exams. You had to maybe write a little short personal statement. You had to apply for financial aid. You've taken a lot of the steps that you're going to take again if you go into graduate professional schools. And so you kind of already know what it looks like. By the time you get to be a senior, you might forget, but we'll remind you. And we'll show you all the steps you're going to need to take to help you through that process. So I'm going to get out of this map here. I'm going to go back to the slides show. And I believe this is Valentina's time to present on the Career Center resources that align with the map, and then also some college-specific resources to help you from the College of Arts and the College of Education.
I want to show you all of the resources that we have housed at the Career Center, and also some things you should be aware of so that you can use while you're at CSUSB. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so where we're at right now is the CSUSB homepage for the Career Center. Okay, so if you come over here, like Dee said, you're going to use our Students and Alumni tab. And so as a first-year freshman student at Cal State San Bernardino, you're probably wondering about all the different options that are available to you depending on the major that you've selected, and what different routes are open to you as a music major, graphic design, communications, right, theater, philosophy, world languages, right? So those types of majors, they're a little bit different than like being an accounting or nursing major. Those are more like occupational driven majors. But the arts, there are so many different things that you can do with those different majors. we have this resource. It's called What Can I Do with This Major? I believe Dee introduced it to you, but I want to explore exactly how you should be using this. So I had some questions in the chat window, and they were specifically from graphic design students. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here. I'm going to select graphic design. And if I were you, I would be doing this alongside as I present this information. But if you're on your computer, go ahead and open that up, and so you can follow along, but with your selected major. So graphic design, there's different areas, and this is the way that this platform is used. First, you want to go for and look at the different areas that you can go into for any given field. So we have 3D design, print design, interactive media, advertising, education, right? So depending on your chosen field, there's a huge list of employers, and the way that this is organized, it tells you exactly what types of employers you would typically be going into. Now, please know that if you're going into graphic design, you absolutely can be self-employed, and you can just work as a consultant to larger organizations. And a lot of people do that if they're a graphic designer. But the way that you use this platform is you find out what the strategies are. So the strategies is almost like a checklist of what you should be doing while you're at Cal State in order to be successful. So no matter what major you're in, the strategy is really where all the butter is, okay? This is where your checklist and you should be looking at as far as what's going to make me successful along with my coursework. So I'm going to go back. All right. Okay, and along with students and alumni tab, if you want to take a look at the workshops we offer, you would hit our events tab that's found here also. And if you're interested in getting an internship, there's lots of different places you can go to for help. And when you come to the Career Center and you meet with a career counselor, or you go to the website, we have an enormous amount of resources for you to make sure that you get experience before you graduate. So I have to mention that, we took a survey of students who graduated in 2019. And unfortunately, 44% were working in fields that were not related to what they went to school for. And in our office, we traditionally see seniors and alumni because they were unable to get a job in their field because they thought all they had to do was go to class. I don't know who lied to you, but they said, get a college education. And then they didn't leave off the second half of that. You need to get experience while you're in college. And usually that's by doing an internship, by getting a part-time job, by volunteering. Getting experience can look like so many things. And using our website to kind of navigate what those resources are is so important for you. In addition to all the resources that we provide on our website, I want to show you that something that's very specific for any student that's part of the CSU family. So this is called the CSU Entertainment Alliance. Okay, so you pay for this. The CSU system has this partnership with the entertainment industry because that's something that's very specific to Southern California. And through this partnership, there are tons of resources in various ways to get experience in your field, right? So whether it's connecting with production companies, going to a conference, going to getting tools for if you're in graphic design, women in the arts and entertainment. I mean, there are so many different things that you would use this site for. industry partner, and employers. I want to see who are the employers. And they have a tab here that is specifically that says hire a CSUSB student, right? So do you want them to find you? You always hear it's so hard to get into the entertainment field. Well, this platform has made it very easy. So be that CSU student, be that CSUSB student that uses this. Because I would tell you the majority of students in the CSU system do not know about this, but the ones that do probably live close to LA and have people, relations in their network that are in the entertainment industry. But you don't have to wait to know somebody. You can use this platform and make that connection. Okay, I'm gonna stop share. And Dee, can you pull up the next slide for the college-specific resources? So the first one is the CSU Entertainment Alliance that I listed. Again, this PowerPoint is going to be sent out to all of you that came to the session. We're going to house this PowerPoint on the webpage for the four-year pathway. So you don't have to say, send me the PowerPoint. We're gonna send it to you. But there you will find all these different organizations, websites, things that you can move forward with. The World Languages and Literature Department has a whole career planning page, and Communication Studies has a whole page on internships. There's so many people that major in English, and what do you hear from your friends and family? Well, what are you gonna do with that, right? Well, you can tell them exactly what your options are because you've explored all the various careers related to majoring in English, right? Something extra special. If you are at all wanting to go into media or the arts, communication vehicles, we have on campus Coyote Radio, Coyote Chronicle, the museum, and Local Matters. And they are completely staffed by CSUSB students. Now, if you want to work there, if you want to get an internship there, the best thing you can do is to make an appointment. The QR code is right there. You can use that to make an appointment with the career counselor. And I want to tell you that when I was putting together all of the lists of resources for students, there were so many, they couldn't fit on just one slide. So make sure you take advantage of this information. Okay, so I wanna make sure I give plenty of time to our students to talk, even though we're kind of running out of time. We're probably gonna go a little long because I wanna give them the platform, but I want you to be certain when you are choosing your classes, you see an academic advisor. As a career counselor, we won't assist you with choosing the classes. That is academic advising. And so I put their website in the chat window. So please go to them. That has anything to do with choosing your classes. That's such a key and important thing to know as an enrolled student at Cal State. So I'm going to turn it over to Christian now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian. I was a first-year student last year, and I decided to make this slide with the help of my career counselors and PCEs, fellow PCEs. Some do's I like to share with you guys is take advantage of all university services. That's including the Career Center, us, the library, the health center, the tutoring center, or even the den. The second tip I would like to give you guys is always ask questions. You're never gonna be able to get questions. You're not gonna be able to get answers for questions that you have. You always want to go after what you want or what you have in mind or something. Tip number 3 is always connect with your professors. Your professors are always there for you. They're there for you at your office hours, and just go to them. They're always there. Tip number 4, and you should do, is always stay organized and always practice your time management skills. Time management is very crucial in your college development. The tip number 5 is try new things and always make new friends. Everyone everywhere has the same struggles as you, and you can always talk to people and just make connections. Some don'ts I do not recommend is do not procrastinate. Procrastination is very bad. Tip number 2 is never study last minute. Always find yourself a time, say 3 days before a test, 2 days before a test, a week before, but never study like the night before, because that will not benefit you unless you're really good at studying the night before. Tip number 3 is do not forget to visit your academic advisor. They're always there for you to help you plan your 4 years or help you with your classes. Tip number 4 is always practice self-care. At the end of the day, you're the most important thing that matters to you. Your mental healthness is the number 1 thing you should worry about. Tip number 5 is never forget to utilize academic support services, such as the writing centers, the tutoring centers, and office hours with professors. And I would turn it to Lauren.
Alrighty, I will share my screen. And now I will show you guys how to pretty much log on to Handshake. So let's kind of show you that. So here we are, we're on My Coyote. Everyone has their own My Coyote account. The way you'll find this is by going on Google, looking up CCSB My Coyote, and then entering your Coyote ID. Here you're able to log on to your student email, Blackboard, Student Center, but we're gonna scroll down to Employment Opportunities, which is right here. And the only thing that will come up is Handshake. So we're gonna press Handshake. Many students are very unfamiliar with Handshake, so it's important that we just go over a few resources on here. The first one is the Jobs tab, which is located at the top. And underneath the Jobs tab, you can filter out jobs and find many on-campus and off-campus jobs. So many students come to Career Center asking, hey, do you know if there's any jobs online, or where can we find a job? And so we'll refer you to come onto Handshake. So right here are the filters where you can filter anything out. You can put full-time, part-time, and on the left-hand side, the jobs will pop up. And right here, you can like press apply. So here are all the jobs that we recommend you to apply to. And the next tab that we'll show is our events tab. So the events tab is located at the top of the screen. And here you'll find all the events that either the Career Center or other departments or even off-campus departments will kind of show you. So as you can see, we have this one that's going on, which is starting August 25th, which is our Fall 2020 Career Readiness Series. This shows you kind of what event it is. You can kind of read about it, and you can also see the Coyote ID that we'll be meeting on. Since we are virtual, each one should have their own meeting IDs, which look like this. And then we also usually have our virtual career fairs. So for example, if you're wanting to look for them or you want to see what's coming up, it would be located right here as well. So on the events tab, it's very important just to kind of keep updated with what's going on in the school or even like off campus. And then it's very important to also look at the meeting IDs too, just because it's all virtual and most things will be virtual, everything will pretty much be virtual. So you'll find a meeting ID as well. So right here at the top right corner is the Career Center. We're gonna press it. And here's where you'll be able to sign up for an appointment with a counselor. That'll be 30 minutes. So right here we'll press appointments, but we also do have our resources, experiences, and you can also take a survey if you'd like. But for today, we'll show you how to create an appointment. You'll press appointment, and you can either see any upcoming appointments that you have. You can also track your past appointments. But if you want to schedule a new appointment, you'll come right here to the blue button, you'll press it, and you have a choice of either doing it via phone or via online, which will be via Zoom. So Zoom is the most popular one. and here are all the types if you need any help on them. So feel free to book any appointments. And this is with the counselor for 30 minutes, just depending on what availability they do have, but they do have a lot of appointments that are not scheduled yet. We also have our drop-ins. They're not on here, but you can find them. You can find them on our website underneath where Valentina showed us. We have our drop-ins, which are Wednesday and Thursday starting August 24th from 2 to 4 p.m. So those resources will be on our website. And at these drop-in services, you can meet with the PCE, such as myself or Christian or Crystal, and we can help you with making your resume, a cover letter, or even any questions you have about Handshake. So if those don't work for you, those times don't work for you, then you're welcome to schedule an appointment through Handshake with the counselor. Yes.
Thank you, Lauren. And another thing to mention about drop-ins, you'll always be able to find information, up-to-date information on this web page right here. And Lauren is actually someone who on the back end has been setting up all the weekly reminder emails that provide you with the link every week to go to the drop-in. So look for the emails from Handshake, because that's where you're going to find a lot of information coming from us. So try not to delete those as much as possible. Make sure you just glance at them and make sure you know what's going on and you're staying connected to us.
Thank you, Denise.
Let's see. I'm going to go back to the slides real quick so Valentina can wrap us up here.
Okay, we went a little bit over, but I know all the information that we shared was so important. I can't even, if you were just in any of our appointments in this last few months, they were filled with seniors and a recent alumni that couldn't get a job because they did not use the Career Center. So you should be using us often and always. We're showing you this last QR code so that you can take a moment and fill out our survey. All you need to do is hold up your phone photo, as if you're going to take a picture. Put the QR code in that picture window. That'll take you directly to our survey. Our survey takes less than 60 seconds to fill out. We really want and need your feedback. The more feedback we get, the more we can tailor this information to the students' demands, okay? So just like Christian said, be your own advocate. Make sure that if you want something, that you ask for it and you demand it while you're at Cal State, because you're paying for this education. And with that, you're paying for the Career Center. You are paying all our salaries for our jobs. So please get involved, participate, make the most out of your life at Cal State San Bernardino. And I hate to use the word guarantee, but I can almost guarantee that if you use the Career Center while you're here, you will have more than 5 job offers waiting for you during your last year, more 5 acceptance to graduate school, or anything that but you need to come to us so that we can assist you down that road, and we can really tailor it based on what you want to get out of your experience. Please take a moment to fill out the survey. We're going to stay on here for the last few moments so that if you do want to ask us a question, please use the chat window, raise your virtual hand, or you can just speak up and ask us a question. We're going to stay on here, and that includes the students. If you want to ask the students who are here any questions about their experience while they're at Cal State San Bernardino, within reason, please do so now. And thank you for coming.
Oscar, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I just feel that this was our 3rd presentation in a row, it felt like, and I think this is great. I just hope that each student that is here, I know a lot of them are still sticking around, which makes me feel that the information is good for them. And just know, just what Valentina is saying, our goal and our vision is to change the culture within our university and to help students fully understand and be aware of the vast value of what a career center is supposed to do, and how we, working collaboratively with students, could potentially make some, you know, I know Valentina makes some guarantees. I'm a little hesitant to do that, but I think with everything is with certainty, we feel that a student that is connected, that knows how to network, that knows the right people, that is connected to the community, the vast majority of being marketable just grows, you know, sequentially. So obviously without that, obviously the opportunity is there. So please, students, take full advantage of that, and I'll be happy to meet with each and every one of you whenever it's appropriate. Thank you so much for participating in today's presentation.
Yeah, thank you all for being here, and we appreciate you attending the session. And like I mentioned in the beginning, this is the first step you took, in addition to getting in and then meeting, you know, signing up for your classes. But in terms of your career and this piece of it, this is like the first step you took, and it's a great piece. And now you're already ahead of the game versus your, you know, classmates who are on here today. But you know, there's no guarantees, like Oscar was saying, and Valentina, I don't know about the guarantee piece. But I will say,
Hey,
I think
I'll
that
guarantee it.
the chances
I'm gonna
go up,
put
right?
myself. It's being recorded.
There's a higher chance. It's a higher chance that you will have more opportunity and more possibilities in you getting those 5 offers if you do access our service.
Hey, I would like to know if we had any philosophy majors in.
Oh, philosophy. And anybody in here?
I have some great information I found last night. So any philosophy majors?
What are some of the majors for those who are still here? If you guys want to put it in the chat, just I think we're kind of curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't have nothing better to do for the rest of the day. Be here just for you. You
Yes.
and our paychecks. So no liberal
English,
studies.
liberal
Okay?
studies.
English, liberal studies. Okay, thank you.
Graphic
Graphic. Okay.
Music.
Cool.
Very nice. Liberal
Creative
studies,
writing.
creative writing.
Creative writing. Okay. Grant writing. I know we had a conversation when all this justice, jobs in social justice, I think that's what we were calling it, in regards to grant writing and community advocacy and just the overarching interest and very valuable interest in students that want to get connected to their community. English and grant writing and community advocacy. I mean, there are people out there, and I was one of those earlier in my career that, you know, I made money off of that, right? And when I made money, I mean, I made a career out of it. Obviously, I've grown and I've adjusted and evolved in my career, but there are people out there that make a living by helping their community and being advocates of their community. It comes with a lot of responsibility because you have to be one that walks the walks and talks the talk. But if you're one of those individuals that want to help your community, I think being that type of writer, that type of communicator, and more importantly, that type of local, adaptable, friendly person, you're in the right business. So just think about that.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording, stop the share,